Hey, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Soul Tribe members. I don't know why I'm acting silly this morning. Y'all don't mind me. It's Saturday. Saturday. What's up? Remember that time is fluid, so whenever you see this message, it's when you're meant to see it. It's a general reading. It may not resonate with everyone, so please only take what resonates and leave the rest. What's up, y'all? What's up? Hey. Let's see what's going on. Today is Saturday, so it's the end of a week. Right? This is a respite, I heard. Time of rest, a time of, recuperation, regeneration, refueling. Yeah. What's the message, Granny? Okay. Wow. We have here, nothing beats a failure but a try. You took a chance, or you're taking a chance on something. Taking chances can be scary, but it's always exciting to be surprised by the outcome, right? By how strong you really are, or how smart you are. You didn't realize you could do such and such, right? You didn't realize that you had that power. Come on. You didn't realize you had it. Simmer, a watch pot never boils. Something you've been waiting for, something. Yeah, I can dig that, especially when you're waiting for somebody to get back to you. Yeah, waiting for that answer or that reply. Yeah. Or you plant a seed and now you're watching the way. Okay, let's say you go on a job interview and you're waiting for something to hear back, or it's something like that where you're waiting for the results. That too, some of y'all could be waiting for some results, right? It says take some time to reflect and focus on things that can help you move beyond your immediate desires, right? So once you plant the seeds, you put the application in, or you sent in the paperwork, or you done whatever you had to do, right? And it's like, now let that do what it's gonna do and move on to something else. That's all. A day late and a dollar short, almost. Disappointments over missed opportunities due to insufficient resources or being late. So some of you could have not got some paperwork in on time. You missed a deadline with something, right? You couldn't get to a certain place. You didn't have the money or the finances to secure the, I don't know, maybe a security deposit or something. What else is going on here? Oh, we got a parental figure here. I brought you in this world and I'll take you out. So some of you guys could be dealing with a parental figure, or you could be a parental figure. You could be, let's see what's going on here. Oh, yeah, you finna do something. Something that you have never done before. Maturity, discovering new adventures and embracing life's experiences at a later age. Sounds exciting? Ooh, child, don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself. A threatening phrase used by a mother toward a misbehaving child, implying her power to end the child's life as she gave birth to the child. Let me say something, right? I could dig it. We can sometimes take that stance, but I remember with my son, right, when he was a baby, and when it was coming to the discipline, right, and it was as if I would see him as a human. Never mind just being my child and me being in control, right? Because sometimes we can overstep our boundaries. Sometimes we could be a little too controlling, right? And we try to navigate their life, right? And we don't allow them those freedoms to pick and choose their own destinies. You hear me? But anyway, we try to navigate it. But what I'm trying to get at is, I don't know. Maybe it came from my upbringing. You know what I mean? But I just felt like hitting a child, being mean to a child, it's like that's a human being. You know what I mean? Like, would you treat somebody, your age that way? Would you be hitting somebody your age? Would you? I mean, I'm not going to say that things are not warranted. You know what I'm saying? But it just made me see things different. You know what I mean? And maybe, a pop on the ass, yeah, but we still got to look at, we're not in control of nobody's life. And I understand spirit of rod spoiled a child. But I'm talking about abuse. I'm talking about overdoing it. You know what I mean? Like public displays of shaming and abuse, physical abuse and stuff like that. Just being crazy. And it's like, you got to understand that's a human being too. How would you feel if somebody was doing that to you? It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? How would you feel? You know what I mean? For somebody to feel like that they could just put their hands on you because they want to. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say I've never put my hands on people because I have. Right? I don't like it. Right? I'm not someone that like to fight. You know what I mean? Especially physically. I don't even like to argue. You know what I mean? Because, that the loudness, the raising of voices, that's always a red flag for me. That's like, if you can't get your point across, if I don't bow down to you by you raising your voice, next you're going to be picking up something or putting your fucking hands on me to try to get some kind of control over me. You know what I mean? And then I feel like I got to fight for my fucking life. You know what I mean? And there was a download I was looking at this morning is about angry. When I get angry, it's not because I'm an angry and a person that likes to fight. When I'm angry, it's because I'm hurt. Like to the point of I can't contain it. You know what I mean? It's like I'm really, really hurt, nigga. And maybe that's something I did have to learn how to pull back on, with physical displays of my hurt. You know what I mean? Yeah. And even realizing where it was coming from. Because it's like that buildup of, somebody keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing it. It's like, what the fuck, right? And then when you push back, now you push too hard, you know what I'm saying? But that's a buildup. And it's because I'm hurt. Not because I'm mad, but you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I got a lot of patience. I have a lot of patience with people. But when my feelings are hurt, and I'm talking about to the point where it's like, what the fuck, you really think I ain't gonna do nothing? You know what I mean? That kind of shit. Like, this is somebody that really thinks you're not going to do anything, that you're going to let them keep doing this to you. And then that's where it comes from, right? I'm a bull. It's like, look, go on, little birdie. You know what I'm saying? Go on, you know what I'm saying? Because, I don't see straight. You know what I mean? I just see that I got to protect myself, And that's not good either, because if somebody's just emotionally fucking with you, you can't put your hands on people sometimes. I've done that. Especially when somebody fucks with my emotions. Playing me for like a fucking dummy. Look. Don't let the door knob hit you with a good look. Yeah, be able to walk away from some shit, right? Never be so afraid but to try. So I feel like, anyway, we was talking about you watching something, right? You're waiting for something to happen. You're waiting for something. You're waiting for something. Almost. Something, maybe this is something that you tried to do or try to grasp in the past and you missed the opportunity, so here it comes again. All right, so that's what I'm also hearing. It's like you giving something another try, right? Something that that's what this is. You're doing something that you failed at, or you feel like you failed at, or you were not ready or prepared for in the past. And this could have been around parenting, raising children, maybe this is what got in the way of something that you wanted to do, was raising children. You know what I mean? You chose to, you know, it happens. You know what I'm saying? Kid, you know, it happens. I ain't gonna try to say nobody's no mistake, but the dynamic, the choices that we make, you know what I mean? We don't foresee. We don't, you know what I'm saying? All right, but something is leaving, or someone or something is leaving. It implies that someone should leave, but avoid hitting the doorknob on their way out. Yeah, I feel like you are, you're closing the door. You're closing the door on something, whatever that is in your life, you know what I mean? And you're making a choice, you know what I'm saying, to try something or go for something that you were passionate about in the past. Juveniles, badass kids. Stay out of grown folks' business. And then we got relentless here. Come hella high water. Children should not get involved in adult conversations. See, this is what you're letting go of. You could be releasing your grown children. I'm just saying, releasing the grown ass. They should have been released. Calm down, Stacey. Oh, you know what I mean. If they in your house, you know what I'm saying, they're eating up everything. They ain't paying no bills, you know. Especially if you got like 3 or 4 generations in the house all together. That means you got a grandmama, a mama, a daughter, and some grandkids. Okay, it could be. You don't have to be. You know, I'm only gonna speak for female point of perspective, but you know, it could be a man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I mean. But I feel like you're closing the door on something. You know, you could have older children in your life that really try to make you feel like you're too old, or I heard you should sit down somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like your time has came and gone because they're grown and they got kids now. Well, good for you, motherfuckers. Good for you. Do that over there in your life, in your house, in your world. But when it comes to us, right, we still have a whole life ahead of us. All right? So don't be talking about we need to sit down somewhere. No, you need to get up, stand up, and walk a little further. Shit. You know? Somebody may feel like, you know, you are too old. And this is that I brought you in this world, I'll take you out. You know, this is somebody that feels like they should have some kind of say in how you're No. Or why have anything to say? They may not like the way you're living your life or what you're doing with your life. But that ain't got nothing to do, that ain't none of your business. You have a whole brood over there that you need to be taking care of. You know what I'm saying? Your family, in your homes. I'm talking about grown children that are out the home. I'm not talking about, and the ones that are in the house, well, these are the ones that want to take over the Pandarosa. You know that, right? When you have grown children in the house that are non-functioning people in society, right, that are living off of your social security check or your benefits or whatever it is that you bring in the house, that still feel like that they're entitled to that shit because you're their parent. Ooh, child. Those are the ones that will tell you not to, or try to keep you from trying and experiencing anything more, because they feel like your whole job is to make sure that they're okay. Yo, them birds need to be kicked out the freaking nest. Somebody's birds need to be kicked. They're not even birds. Them a whole grown bald eagle sitting up there with you. Oh, Lord have mercy. And I feel like they're afraid that you're going to put them out. You may have done a lot of harm by allowing somebody to stay so long. Really. You know, you're not pushing them out to go and experience the world. This is a lazy person I'm picking up. Lazy energy. What we got here? Preference. If you like it, I love it. And it's like, got more money than sense. Yeah. Somebody could have overheard you saying that there's time for them to get on. Ooh. You are determined to face and conquer any challenges or barriers that may come your way. Yeah, you know somebody gonna buck at you. You know somebody gonna buck. And that's where, listen, you can try it if you want to. Yeah. So what's going on here? I feel like there could be some children that could be very disrespectful to their parents. You know, they feel like, you know, because they're of some height. I'm gonna put it just like that, because of their fucking height. All right, because it ain't their brains. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the brain. Because of their height, they feel like they can overpower you. Yeah, look. Somebody don't want you to leave. Somebody don't they want you to be there to take care of their asses. That's what it is. Don't let any grass grow under your feet. Listen, you don't owe nobody nothing. The only thing you 18. That's all I'm gonna say. 18. That's it. 18. All right. You are ready to go explore the world. You are ready to do some of those things that you didn't get to do. You know, and Spirit saying, good for you. Kudos to you. You know, some of you guys could like to play bingo. Yeah. And you're telling these children, don't let the doorknob hit you with a good Lord split you, because they getting real disrespectful. I can hear that. They're real disrespectful, you know. They talk to you any kind of way. Well, I'm not your friend. That's right. Treat you just like you just somebody on the street. Man, listen, they don't even understand the magnitude of when you put their asses out and them bags right along with them. If it comes to that, they ain't gonna understand the magnitude of they really ain't got no fucking power. You know, because some of them may think you scared of them. Hence the, my anger comes from hurt. You know what I mean? When somebody just keeps on disrespecting you and keep on, trying to trigger you or jagging you or belittling you is what I'm hearing. And this is also some energy I'm picking up of like somebody trying. Remember, I think I talked about this before. Come into your house and take over your shit. Tell you that this is my shit, basically. I'm gonna run it. You just gonna pay all the fucking bills. Get the F out of here. I'm sorry for my French this morning. I don't know who this is for. Listen, I lie, don't care who tell it though, and I ain't lying. I ain't lying. Interfering in something untrue involving oneself and spreading false information to others. Somebody could be spreading rumors about why you shut the door, why you told them to let him see you later. I'll see you when I see you. Yeah, Somebody could be lying about that. Could be lying about why you turned your back on. Yeah, time's up. What's this? Eyes in the back of your head. You know it. You were once a child. You were once angry at your parents. You once said some shit. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all know. So listen, if it was a snake, it would have bit you. You already know. Somebody could be like, how the fuck she know that? How the fuck she know that? Yeah. You know all about what this person or this child or these children have been saying and doing behind your back. But you know what? You going on and continue to live your life. You going on, yep. Keep going, keep moving. Be relentless with it too. Come hell or high water. You're going to explore and you're going to experience the things that you once wanted to experience. You will. Spirit, what we got here? Every grin ain't a friend. Guarded. Yeah, you're very guarded at this time. Wow. Observe the behaviors of your friends and as it reveals their true character. And that's exactly what happened. Yeah. A lot of times people say the apple don't fall far from the tree with negativity. That could be true in a lot of areas. Like, let's say you have an abusive parent. That's a real thing. Somebody that never really showed you a lot of love, always very belittling of you. You never could get anything right. It never looked good. You know what I'm saying? That kind of shit. You always trying to please this parent. You always wanted this parent to embrace you. They never embraced you like they embraced your siblings, right? They never showed you. It was always they pushed you harder. They made you do the hard shit. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But anyway, what I was trying to say is, I just get on somewhere else. I can't remember. Give me a second. Observe the behavior of the real. This, yeah, I said pit you. They could have pitted you against your Why I go here? I thought I was the parent. Pitted you against your siblings. How'd I get into the child's energy? This This is what I'm trying to figure out. What happened here? Telling lies. This is about telling lies about why somebody doesn't fuck with you anymore. Child, let's keep going. Spirit said just keep it moving, Stacy. Okay. That was weird. I don't know, I'm picking up the energy. Somebody feels like you should be home with your grandchildren. Lord willing and the creek don't rise, there will be no issues if everything goes as planned. I feel like you put in the work. You've done the work that that you were chosen to do. Listen, and you tried to give them the best knowledge and information as you could. But there's somebody that bucks you. There's somebody that don't listen. There's somebody that's very hard-headed in your life that always tries to challenge you, that thinks they know more than you. Ooh, salud. That feels like that's about to learn a very hard lesson, but one nonetheless that they're going to need. Listen, God don't like ugly. Ill-tempered. Evil does not escape God's wrath for long. This phrase is often used when someone has acted unkindly towards another person. This child could have lied about why you don't deal with them anymore. Ooh. Yeah, because they thought you were a fool. They thought that they could insult you, judge your intelligence. Somebody didn't think you knew what you knew, that you was as smart as you are, that you could still accomplish the things that you can accomplish. How can that? I don't understand. Like, because the energy I'm picking up, it's almost as if a child being jealous of their parent. But the other energy I was picking up was a parent being jealous of the child as well. So this is like a generational fucking thing. This little girl has been hard-headed, may stop behind. You know what? If this is a grown adult, this is still the little child in that person that is confronting another parent. You see this woman back here? That's a grown adult. This is the little girl. There's some pain here. There's some pain here that this little girl want to say to their mama something from their childhood. But instead of that, it's a grown woman with a childhood hurt, okay, that they still harbor for their mother. God don't like ugly, and this person has been manifesting that in their life. Feel like somebody, I don't know, y'all got me in too deep this morning. What time is it? I gotta get up. Okay. Oh yes, well, I got time. What else going on in spirit? There's a lot of what's this? Look, your eyes are bigger than your stomach. When someone takes more food than they can eat, capacity, taking on more than you can handle. See, now I'm picking up like this could be somebody's mother that feels like, may have felt like you couldn't handle something. And they interfered. They told lies and maybe said that you could not handle, children or parenting. Maybe somebody has said, yeah, come on, spirit. Somebody could have like testified and said that you were unfit to be a parent against you in your life. That's for somebody. What's going on? These messages are I'm spirit showing me like different messages for different situations. Okay, just go with it. And if it resonates, if anything, if I say something that you pick up on or resonate with, then that was for you. What's this message? Handshake don't match the smile, hypocrisy. I'm telling you, somebody, yes they did. Someone may initially appear happy to see you, but their genuine emotions may eventually become evident. This is another one. Every grin ain't a friend. It says, observe the behavior of your friends as it reveals their true character. This is somebody that pretended that they had your back, but they were sabotaging you behind the scenes. Look at this. They were sabotaging you behind the scenes. Don't let your right hand see what your left hand is doing. This is somebody you were sharing. They used your own information to sabotage you. And then you have this child. See, there's a mother that had their own child's children taken from them. And this child has grown up to be very bitter at their mother about abandoning them when it was a fucking grandmother that had them taken. That's what I heard. Yep, that's what I heard. So like this is a whole generation of broken women. Somebody's mother told, I'm going to say DCF, that their child was not fit to be a mother, to have her children taken. I was born at night, but not last night. Patronizing. Listen, to have her children taken. Maybe I'm thinking maybe, I don't know, to try to control the child or some shit like that. But anyway, the child has grown up to become very angry at the mother by the hands of the grandmother. Now, if the child has any kind of interaction with the grandmother, then the grandmother is continuing to fuel it to come against the child. So now this child has grown up to be very combative towards their parent, right? Patronize, what's this say? Treat others with kindness and respect regardless of who they are. It's disrespectful to treat someone as stupid or unimportant. This is how somebody's adult children have become to them. Very patronizing. Treating them as if there's a lie. Remember I told you about why you don't deal with them. There's a whole lie about why you are not dealing with your children, why your children are not in your life. There's a whole ball of bullshit. You hear me? One side of the story. And by the majority, because it's the grandmother that's been pulling the fucking strings the whole time, the majority, the whole point was to get at you. For whatever fucking reason. What's going on, Spirit? So you may have missed a lot of opportunities. You may have showed up short, or you couldn't handle it. Maybe, a day late and a dollar short, you weren't prepared for something. But regardless of how they got here, even how you got here, it's still a respect thing. It's still a moral thing. It's still an integrity thing, right? How others act and behave has no direct correlation to how you act and behave. They may try to trigger and try to make you act and behave a certain way. Understand that you are in full control of your feelings and your emotions today. If you weren't before, you are today. Okay? You may have let somebody really fuck with your emotions by pulling the strings in your life, and it may have, made you feel a certain kind of way, because of course that fucking would, you know what I'm saying? That shit would make you feel like you're not fit, that shit will, and especially if you have to fight to prove something, you know what I mean? But anyway, however you had to go through that shit, if you had to deal with that shit, let me see, we're living in the last days, time is up. Somebody done wrote a check their ass can't cash. Somebody has been warned. And then we say, mess around. Listen. Somebody listen. Somebody has been warned about whatever they're doing out here and about the trauma they have caused, not only in one person's life, but in a couple of generations. You know what I mean? They pass down it. Listen, speculate. Don't count other people's money. Somebody could be speculating about your money. Stay in and out the temperature. Somebody's greedy. Liberation, but you are being liberated. The truth shall set you free. Share your truth. Stick to your truth. If you have to tell, if you look, I heard your spirit say your story hasn't changed. And I don't care how many times or how many ways somebody tries to distort the energy or the story or the facts I'm hearing. Your truth has never changed. Your story has never changed. Something that is not bound by the usual social norms and expectation. That's right. Who? And they getting fucking karma. There it is. There it is. Somebody trying to run from this. Every dog has its day. That's right. You know. And somebody knows. Some situations will require you to respond. Stand on business and be firm with your boundaries. Yep, because somebody about to mess around and find out. I'm telling you. Look at this shit. This definitely could be a parent, mother, child. Two women can't live in the same house. You could have had a hard time growing up in that house, man. Look, didn't I say multiple generations living together? Didn't I say that in the beginning? I said there's a household with multiple generations in it. Yes. The multiple generational living together. Conflicting household expectations can arise due to different ways of caring for the home. Listen. I'm telling you. Yes. You freeing yourself from this. Yeah. You telling your truth. Yeah, and yeah, that's karma for somebody else, you know what I'm saying? Because they was telling a whole nother story. You know, they was trying to make it look like you brought this upon yourself, is what I'm hearing. You brought it on yourself, is what I heard. Yeah, that's a story somebody telling, but guess what? They brought it on themselves. All right, y'all, I'm going to leave that there. I see y'all.